Have you ever wanted to be a Beastmaster Rogue? Yes, it's as fun as it sounds, a rogue with a devil sword pet. Let's talk about Beast and Blade. Hey everyone, Shikari Dill here. In this video, I'm going to be showing off my gameplay experience with Beast and Blade. We're going to talk about the enchants, how the build works, and most importantly, is it fun? This is going to be a bit of a longer video, so feel free to use the timestamps below. And if you like this form of content, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like and sub button, and let's jump right into the video. Now, as we level, guys, what's going to be happening is we're actually beginning talent points automatically, and it's going to be giving us our enchants. You know, I'm really curious to see, like, how are they going to balance free pick versus draft pick versus just playing a regular normal class, right, from Wrath of the Lich King. It's going to be really weird to see how they balance that. Are they just tossing balance right out the window for this server? Or do they have a plan to balance the original classes against the free pick classes versus the draft mode classes? A lot of questions up in the air, but I'm very interested to see how they do it, you know? Yeah, so I think these little X's mean that people died in hardcore mode, which is really funny. That's really cool. I think that's a really neat little feature. Give life to the world, saying like, oh, look at all these people who've died here. So even more nice quality of changes is your combo points follow your character, not your target. So if I build up combo points here, and then I click on this, theoretically I should have a combo point. That's really nice. It's really great for swapping targets on the fly with combo point generating builds. Now I know this is a change they made last season, but I didn't play a lot too much last season. Additionally, another cool thing that I noticed is mobs level up with you. Now usually these boar are like level 3 or 2 or something like that. I'm level 6, so I guess they've all gone up to 5, which is pretty cool. I think that's a really good change as well. A lot of really good quality of life changes. Another really cool feature is you can actually cut trees down with wood cutting. Check this out. Look at that. Boom. And we got a wood log. So, you ever wanted to be a lumberjack in World of Warcraft? That's a really cool feature. Now you can be. Okay guys, so I just hit level 14, and basically it is showing me that I do have my first epic enchant unlocked. Basically, for the Beast and Blade build, I have On the Hunt at the moment, which makes my mend pet give my pet a damage buff. Now how this works is it's associated with a gear slot. In this case, it's associated with my chest piece. Any chest piece I put on now, any upgrade I get in the future is going to have On the Hunt. So what this basically means is I don't have to worry about doing my build on the way up. I can kind of just play the game, I can level up and do all that stuff later. There are a lot of issues with these builds that I've heard that people have complained about. The great thing is once you get to max level, you can enter free pick mode and you can swap out all the bad things and you can kind of customize it to be what you want to be. The important thing is that you are getting all the enchants for free. We got level 20 recently. Upon reaching level 20, we got some important tools. We finally got our AoE in Frenzy Shot. This will make our pet do an AoE cleave. Pretty good. And then we also got the Enchant Mystic Companion. This will make our pet deal like 10% less damage, but it does make our pet ignore all armor. So essentially, it's a pretty good trade-off. This will basically overall be a net positive for our pet damage. Now that is something I haven't experienced in a long time. We just finished this dungeon, and I didn't even get a full level from the end of it. Yeah, I didn't even get a level. They really nerfed dungeons. Like, it's not even close. We are level 36, and we just got Aspect of the Beast. That's pretty good, as it gives both my pet and I 5% attack power, so that's not bad. I think Crimson Tempest is an ability I would usually take with this build. I think it adds a nice little bit of AoE damage alongside Frenzy Shot. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Alright, that is level 40. Do I even need to explain why Bestial Wrath is such a big deal for this build? It's pretty self-explanatory. This is also one of our big cooldowns for this build, so obviously that's a big W. So we just got something called Soul Harvest. This might be even new to me because I'm not too sure about this one, but basically what this does is increases your magic damage and your pet's damage by 15%. So, I mean, anything that increases your pet damage is pretty good. All right, we are so close to 60 here. Honestly, doesn't get that bad when you get an aura and all the XP stuff. So I think the big takeaway here is the trade-off of you're getting a build given to you. Oh, look at that. And we're 60. What would you like to load the max level version of your current build? You may swap versions in the Hero Architect at any time. Well, currently we're doing PvE, so we're going to do the PvE build. This is a really cool feature, by the way, because there are different versions of these builds. There's a PvP and a PvE version. So currently in this dungeon still, we're going to do PvE. Oh my gosh, it got rid of like everything on my bar. Okay, don't click on this. Don't click on this when you're in a dungeon still. Alright guys, so that is level 60. Now there are some downsides and upsides to sticking with the Ascension build here. The upside being is you can freely swap to a PvE build from a PvP build. Just be wary that when you do this, it does get rid of all of your abilities on your bar, and it does kind of give you a little bit of a mini crash, which is really annoying, so definitely be wary of that. Additionally, the downsides of being, staying within the build draft is obviously you can't change any of the build's talents or the enchants. So for example, if I go over here to the talents, there is no ability to unlearn any talents. You are stuck to what the devs think are the best talents for you, which obviously is going to pose a little bit of an issue because some of these talents aren't very great at max level. So any ability to fine-tune the build you want is not going to be there. Now, you can freely deactivate this game mode or the build draft mode. Once you hit level 60, you are free to do a free pick sort of thing. However, that being said, you are going to be... It is nice to have the PvP and PvE mode to just swap between. But really, why would you stick with the build draft mode? Because you get the reward, you get the Buildmaster's Trophy for this. The Buildmaster's Trophy and all the marks are what you're really going for when you do this build draft. So I think this mode is really great as a beginner's sort of tool to get you the enchants and get you all of the things you need to get going with this build. However, there are going to be a lot of discrepancies with what is the best talent. So yeah, that is kind of my take on this. All right, so this is what you're going to get for these Buildmaster's trophies. This is what you're going to get for your trouble leveling maybe these not as great builds, but hey, you're getting free enchants. But you do get items like Buildmaster's plate helmets, plate chest guard. Like, you get some really cool items here. You get some cool mounts, Gargantuan Gurlock, I guess that's called. This is actually a really cool mount that's in retail at the moment. It does cost quite a few. You're going to have to do 20 of these build drafts if you want to get the really nice stuff like the mounts. However, if that's something you are interested in going for, this might be a fun challenge for you. So let's do a breakdown of how Beast and Blade actually works. When you deal damage with your rogue combo point generating abilities, your pet gets a nice stacking damage buff and gives you energy back. Your rogue finishers will increase your pet's special beast attack by 70%, stacking up twice. Using Dispatch will give your pet a massive 15% attack power buff, and lastly, Crimson Tempest will send your pet into a frenzied beast cleave for 8 seconds. It might sound like there's a lot going on here, but there's really not. It's actually a fairly straightforward enchant because everything is kind of passive, and these are things you're going to be doing anyway as a rogue, so at the same time of doing the regular rogue stuff, you're just going to be buffing your pet along the way. So I honestly think this enchant is great for people who are just starting out on Ascension and want to play something that is a little bit easier to get into. Now, the epic enchants you are given are Cobra Combo, Mystic Companion, and On the Hunt. These enchants are actually pretty good and what I would come to expect from people who are not doing the build draft version of this build to take. Again, the reason you're going to want to take that Mystic Companion is to have your pet deal arcane damage, which completely ignores armor, which overall increases your pet's DPS. Cobra Combo will allow your combo point finishers to have a 20% chance per combo point to increase your tamed pet's critical strike chance by 15%. Obviously, this is going to be really big with all that damage stacking buffs we throw onto our pet. And On the Hunt is just straight up a damage buff for our pet when we use Mend Pet. One thing to note about the enchants on this build that you are given is once you hit max level right off the bat, you're kind of screwed on hit rating. They do not give you enchants like precision or balance of power, so you're really going to have to find that hit rating from your gear early on. But that's why I would recommend once you hit max level, you can break the build draft and you can kind of fine tune the build to be what you want it to be. And the first thing I would do personally is add hit rating. You're going to need it. Here is the general gist of the rotation you can expect playing this build. You're going to want to keep Kill Command, Raptor Strike, Bestial Wrath, and definitely Dispatch on cooldown. You'll want to keep Rupture up on the target and spam Hemorrhage for combo points. You'll have absolutely no issues with combo point generation or energy with this build. It's very fast paced and honestly it's a lot of fun. Any excess combo points that you generate, you'll just want to dump into Eviscerate. AoE damage is pretty solid on this build and very straightforward. You just use Frenzy Shot and Crimson Tempest. These two tools are actually pretty strong and will do a good enough job for AoE damage. Honestly, I really enjoyed Beast and Blade and I'll probably keep playing this as my main going forward, but I would highly recommend this enchant for anyone who wants kind of an easier build to pick up, and I think their build draft version of it is a pretty good starting point. What do you guys think of Beast and Blade? Let me know in the comments down below. As a last note, I kind of just wanted to add it that, thank you first of all for clicking on this video, and those of you who support my channel, I appreciate you. And I'm sorry I haven't been putting out as much content as I really wanted to. D4 came out and I got really addicted to that and I just didn't want to edit. So I was experiencing a little bit of a burnout, but I appreciate everyone who's been on my channel for a while. You guys are the best. You guys know who you are. And I'm going to be trying my best here to get a couple videos out. I might even put videos out that are unrelated to Ascension, just passion videos, passion projects. So thank you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.